It's the 5th of April 2018 and I'm at the 5th Base Gallery, Heneage St, London with Aleksandar Bašić and friends.
Well,
it's the 3-1 exhibition.
At 5th Base Gallery and hopefully here's Alex. Hello Alex, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
So it's been like a year since the last saw you.
Yeah, that's right. Last year we had the exhibition in this place called the 5th Base Gallery in Shoreditch, London.
Yes.
And it was called 3. This is exhibition 3.1. It's 3 artists again, but one artist is different. It's continuation of my work from previous year, and it's 69 pieces on paper, which is based on the artists that I enjoy using their work, and they improve my art practice really. And I have created these portraits in contemporary way. 20 were exhibited last year, 32 now, but overall it's 69 pieces on paper. I have started two canvases. One is a diptych, one is a single canvas, and these canvases will be developing my own style for 30 pieces for the artists which I am actually exploring and trying to do, which are more contemporary artists.
Where are you tonight, Alex?
Well, these artists are...
The art.
The art, you mean the paintings? No, they have not been developed yet, so these big pieces I have started.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the style that I'm taking, that's the direction I would like to take to create artworks. However, I haven't started that part of the project yet. So it's going to be overall 99, 69 is completed, 52 exhibited, and 32 more to complete.
Yes.
Big project.
And what sort of a year have you had?
Well, I had started in 2016. The major work was in 2016 and 17, and partly in 18. But because it's finished now, the whole thing is finished on paper. It took about 2 or 3 months to complete it. Now there is a couple of things that I need to finish more, but they are in the process. Now these oil paintings are quite important. One is based on my trip when I went to Florence, and I used the image which is of me, so it's kind of self-portrait. You can't really see the face. However, the stance and the pose that I'm taking in that photo, it looks similar to Michelangelo's David, and I thought that would be inspiring very much for my process of developing this new.
Heavily influenced with that image.
Oh, of course.
I was in Venice in February for the Carnival of Masks.
Oh well, I went to Venice, but it wasn't the mask time.
Yeah.
But I loved it as well. It was a really good place to be. I spent only 3 days. However, you can stay for a long time in Venice and not see all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Florence was fantastic and it was inspirational, and I visited Michelangelo's house, and that was the part where we actually started the whole project. So I thought it would be appropriate.
What is there at the house?
The house of Michelangelo, the sculptor, painter, sculptor. So I visited that house. I have had a similar pose, not knowing that I'm actually posing in that way. However, I thought it would be appropriate to use the colors which in Venice, colors of the building, as a part of the background. Because on paper, when working on paper, if I leave the space which is white, not colored with the color, the surface gives easy kind of communication to the viewer. It becomes like abstracted part of the space. On canvas is not that forgiving, so that's why I had to continue kind of developing my style, how I'm going to use it, what I'm going to do to be able to get that same effect, what I'm getting from paper.
Yeah.
Now on these works that I have created, I have used watercolors, ink and acrylic. At first I was very kind of thinking about the color that to be very subtle, and because the artists which I have looked into, their paintings and their style of painting is very limited with the palette or limited with the color. Now these artists which are from impressionist style and so on, they're using full-on color, so that's changed. So my images are much brighter, full of color. There is a strong graphic feel of it as well, and I'm not sure yet how far I can push it, and I want to change something because oil paint is different media. I've used bigger canvases to be able to explore brushwork and to use color and to see overlapping of the color and push and pull and using thinner colors and thicker brushwork to be able to see how that all works and complements each other. So I can go and make the pieces. Again, pieces are going to be constricted to a certain size, which is important. If I'm doing 30 paintings, it takes quite a long time. So I have to limit myself to 99 artists, and I hope that's going to be successful. So hopefully in a year or so, it's going to be done.
So what are your plans for this?
So for the next year, the plan is really that I am supporting myself with the creation of a booklet, which is going to be a catalogue of my work, which was created, 69 works. Well, that will probably won't be for sale, but for a time. But if it is, I will definitely publish it on the website, on Instagram, internet, wherever I can. And that will be used as a part of as well promotion for my following exhibition, which is going to be oil and canvas. Will I be able to do it in a year and have another successful exhibition as this one? I don't know. I'm going to give myself a challenge, so hopefully if it is, then it's going to be 30 paintings, or even maybe less of 30 paintings, let's say 15, with a catalogue that I can actually promote and people can see my work and where is it going. Now, obviously, I've got other projects as usually, and I'm planning teaching as well full-time, so planning the other projects as well, and some projects which are going to be based on still life. Quite a big thing that I think about recycling, so possibly that might take a long time as well as a big project. I do kind of make myself these big projects which are taking for a long time. I think it's worth it. Alright, this is the painting that I mentioned just earlier, based on Michelangelo's kind of position and pose of the body. It's not exactly, however, there is some kind of resemblance of that stance. Obviously I've changed it, I made it my own, and it is a photo which I looked into of myself in Florence. So I'm looking at the colours, which are very bright in one part. We get a depth of the street, which is red and dark blue. These are the buildings that you can see. And then the pavement is a little bit duller colour, but I didn't want to make that duller. I really wanted to focus on the reflections. The process which I have used for this painting is thin paint, straight lines, but really the revelation was, and then my struggle was all the way through to find the right approach to create this. Short brush strokes, long brush strokes, taking away, rubbing it out. It took quite a long time. I think the biggest revelation, like I said, it was these thick lines which are very light, which I have used in here, and then translated into this diptych. And you can see how the brushwork actually works and what it creates. Mixing the colors on the spot, putting them together using a thinner, and then applying perhaps before actually using the colors, applying lighter colors below, but still working into it the lighter and darker colors. Some of the paint is so thin that you can see through, but looking from a distance, some parts actually are very dark. You can see the parts which are dark. You can see the brushwork, which is really strong, but right next to it you can see the thinness. You can see translucence between three colors. That's because I worked really quick, really slow. On occasion I had to work like a few times on top of it, reworking it, working wet in wet. Lots of different techniques. The whole canvas was covered with one paint. You can see that it's a very light red, pinkish color. The other one is yellow. And then I decided that this part here is reflection, and I had to lighten it down with white. So it's a wash of white. Everything is done in really strong, dark lines with some brightness next to it. It's not full color, but it's there. It's just like part of the exploration which is going to lead me into the next spot.
How much difference are you working in oils to acrylics?
Well, the difference here, because oil is workable for a few days. Acrylics, once they're dry, that's pretty much it. You can work on top of it, but it will not give that translucence easily as this oil paint. It will give that possibility to rework, to work into it. Now, the way I use the oils, you probably can work for a couple of days into it, because the thinness, you're not going to be able to rub it out. It's easily to be able to put a new layer on top of it. For example, this layer here has been worked and worked and worked and overworked on top of it with a thicker colour. And that's possible to do. But you also can leave that translucence. And that's what I'm trying to do. Playing with that push and pull pulls you in what you can see immediately and what you're missing. I think these works became a little bit more like a road maps. Because obviously I'm looking at close-up and it's much bigger. I would not be able to use a limited amount of shapes and colors or leaving it blank. So I had to work out a slightly different variation, which is still relating to the previous work. So everything comes together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Thanks to everybody at 5th Base Gallery, 23 Heneage Street, London. Thanks also to Aleksandar Bašić and friends. You can find him on Facebook. Music with great thanks by John the Parade of Souls. This has been a Chris Summerfield video 2018. You can contact me at ccsphoto12@hotmail.com, and if you can help to sponsor my videos, you can PayPal me at ccsphoto1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching the video. It's a lifestyle.